So the thing about humans is that we desire a lot of things. We desire a lot of different emotions to be felt, and we desire a lot of different experiences. I would say the thing that we desire most is to be loved and feel a connection with somebody, whether it's some friends or a family member, or it could be anybody, especially a romantic relationship. And one thing that I've learned over my experience with love is that you have two different types of loves. Okay, so you have the love that is the general love. So having love for a person, whether it's your friend or a family member, you love your friends, you love your family members, or at least I hope you would. But it's like a general love. You want what's best for them. And you just want to make sure that they're living the best life that they can live. And then you also have the other side of love, which is the romantic side of love. And I would say this love is more of a possessive love, um, a jealous love, things like that, and it typically happens when you have a partner or you're talking to somebody and you're interested in them. And so that love kind of starts to blind you from the reality of things, what you don't like about that person, the activities or things that you don't like them doing, you know, and just, hmm. I would say romantic love is more of a love that you feel that I would say it's more of a selfish love. I should say that. It's more of a selfish love. And so the thing is that it's hard to balance in between the two. When you're talking to somebody, you get to know them and you ask them out, and now they're your partner, you're going to feel that romantic love for them where you love them. And even though you may not be the best for them, you you want to be the person that's in their life. You don't want it to be anybody else. You don't you don't want them to talk to anybody else. And you know, this love comes with an extent of possessiveness. You got to be kind of possessive. You're going to be jealous here and there depending on their actions and what they do. And so the hardest thing, or I would say the hard truth about love, is that romantic love is only going to get you so far. It's only going to get you so far. Um, but eventually, especially if your relationship is kind of going downhill, you got to kind of start thinking in a way of the general sense of love, I should say. So you starting to think that maybe this person isn't for me. Even though it hurts, maybe this person isn't for me. Maybe this person will be happier with somebody else. And it's a very mature thing to do. It's a very hard pill to swallow. But whether or not you want it to happen, it doesn't matter. Eventually, you're going to have to swallow that pill. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to allow them to go and explore their options or whatever than for you to try to force them to hang on. Because the more you hang on, especially when it's not working, the more it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt the other person. And if you really love this person, you're going to want the best for them, even if that means that you are not going to be in their life. You know, it takes a level of maturity to reach that point, but eventually that point is going to get there regardless. I would say for the last year of my relationship, we were fighting very hard to keep each other in our lives. We were holding on very tightly when it just wasn't working for us anymore, and I'm surprised it even lasted that long. But eventually it was forced, the rope was it was snapped, it was snapped. We couldn't hold on any longer. We were just hurting ourselves more and more when we both knew that we'd be happier not being in this relationship. And so with my experience on that, I learned that it's a lot easier for you to just let go and allow them to make the choices that they feel are best. And you adjust accordingly because you really love the person. And it's better to love a person on a general level than love a person on a romantic level. Because when you love a person on a romantic level, it starts to get selfish. You start to think about things that, wouldn't really be logical. You start to tell yourself that you would rather have them be unhappy with you than be happier by themselves or with somebody else. And that just doesn't really even sound like you love a person. Because at the end of the day, these people that we date, yeah, they're yours, like they're your girlfriend or your boyfriend, but they're not your property. So you can't stop them from doing what they want to do. And if what they want to do is not with you, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. And another thing is that we also tend to tap into that romantic side of love even when it comes to just the talking stage, just talking to that person, texting them, you know, if y'all are vibing and you notice that they're starting to drag away, you tend to start chasing. You tend to start chasing after the link up, chasing after, getting a text back, texting them first all the time, initiating things all the time and all that other stuff. But eventually you got to come to yourself logically and realize, if this person was really interested in me, then they would be reciprocating that energy, you know? And sometimes it's the smart move to step back. Even though it hurts, you step back, put your hands in the air, and just allow them to text the person they want to text. And that's how you love on a general level. You love or like them on a general level. You want what's best for them. You want them to get what they want. And if that person that they want isn't you, so be it. It's going to hurt, it's going to suck, but at least you're not killing yourself trying to force something that somebody's not really interested in, you know? Or putting up this facade or this personality online just to get a person interested in you. If you have to change who you are to attract somebody else, then that person isn't attracted to you. They're just not attracted to you, and you got to accept it. You can't fight and try to have it where you change for this person and now they're attracted to you and you're like, yes, I got this person, but you lost yourself in the process. You can't do that. You got to stay true to yourself. And so during these times where it's lonely and you don't have anybody to talk to, you don't have somebody to say good morning to when you wake up in the morning, or have somebody to say goodnight to when you go to sleep, you, your love doesn't disappear. You just need to take that love and shift it into yourself. The more you try to find love, the more love is going to run away from you, because that's just how love works, especially true love. Like that's just how it works. The more you try to chase it, the further it's going to run away. However, when you transfer that love into yourself and focus on yourself, focus on your goals, focus on what you want to do in life, your hobbies, and all that other stuff, then love has a weird way of coming your way. And with you having this mature mindset, somebody coming your way, you're not going to change who you are for them. You're not going to, or you may initiate here and there, but eventually, if you see they're not initiating, you'll be more willing to let that go. Let it go and see what they do. And if they don't do anything, that answers your question right there. Sometimes you don't always need an answer to your questions, or you don't need a verbal answer to your questions. It can be solved or answered by actions. Because I've experienced having somebody that's genuinely interested in me and wants to hang out and wants to do things together. And I would hope that you experience the same. So you are able to determine whether this person that you're talking to, no matter what they tell you, because words is only words. They only go so far. It's unfortunate that everybody can't be honest, but it only goes so far. What you really have to watch out for and pay attention to is their actions, you know? So if you see that their actions aren't lining up with their words, then you need to make the logical decisions in your brain on how you're going to move forward about this situation. Don't let these emotions and the romantic love get in the way of the reality of the situation, because then it's only going to end up hurting your feelings and hurting you. So I want you to be careful out there. Be careful loving people. And if you are going to love somebody, try your best to love them on a general scale and not on a romantic scale. There's nothing wrong with loving them on a romantic scale, but don't get blinded or fully dive into that romantic pool. Still remember the general scale. You know what I'm saying? You texting a shorty and like you notice that like she's responding, but like you're just kind of initiating everything. Think on a general loving scale and be like, I love this person on a general scale and I want what's best for her, even if that requires me to step back and allow her to text the person she really wants to text that boy that she really wants to text. And it may not be you, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to force anything, because the more you force something, the more that means that something is not for you. You feel me? Like it's like trying to make it's like trying to make peanut butter and ketchup taste good. It's not gonna taste good. You keep eating those sandwiches, and each time you're like, ugh. You're trying to force yourself to like something that it's just not supposed. It doesn't go together. You feel me? Like it doesn't go together. But peanut butter and jelly, it goes together. They both work together, and you take a bite, and it tastes delicious. That's how love should be, where it is a two-person thing. It is not. It is not one person trying to force their way onto something where they really don't belong. You know, and then it's also not a person changing their ways or their habits or how they post or how they do this or that to appeal to another person, you know? Like, I mean, obviously, like, if you're weird and like you do weird stuff, you might have to correct that, but it's different levels of weird. So that's why I don't really want to say that. But like, let's say for example, me, I like mountain biking. I think mountain biking is cool, but the unfortunate side is that it doesn't really look cool. You feel me? Like having the helmet on, and hitting the trails and stuff. It doesn't really look cool or appealing to other women. So I'll start questioning myself, like, should I even post about this mountain biking stuff? But yeah, I should, because that's who I am, and the person that's right for me is going to find that intriguing. You feel me? So don't start limiting yourself because you're scared of what other people think of you in situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Now if you're dressing like half naked as a man and twerking online, then yeah, maybe you should put a stop to that or something like that. You feel me? Like that's weird. But if it's like a little weird hobby, like you like Legos or something, you like posting about Legos, you're passionate about it. Like I just finished this set. Boom, you take a picture and post it. Don't change yourself to try to appeal to somebody else, because you never know if that person likes Legos too. You feel me? And they see that you post it and they're like, "Oh shoot, I like Legos too." And then you guys get to connect on something that you thought was weird. So just keep being yourself. And if you find somebody, try to think in a logical and general love aspect. You could still love them romantically, but just be careful. Be careful. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to their actions. Like words matter too, but what matters more is actions. Pay attention to their actions. And you'll be okay. And don't jump into conclusions. You feel me? Like, and if you do, do it privately. You feel me? Like, do it privately. But if you're proven wrong, then get right back out that pool. But don't jump into conclusions, and don't start hating or anything like that because they didn't text you back. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. It was a fun vibe for the time. It was cool, and you were blessed enough to find out that they weren't that interested. And that's it. You don't have any hate for them. If they hit you up like a couple days later, you ain't gonna be like, nah, 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 nah. You ain't hit me up for 3 days. Screw you. You just be like, what's up? I'm chilling. They want to hang out. If you want to hang out, go hang out with them. If you feel like you're good off that and you don't like how they've been treating you, then say no. But don't. It's not any hatred or any animosity towards that person. It's just life, you know? Like, if you were texting somebody and you kind of like them, and then you were also texting somebody else and you really realize that you like them more, naturally you're going to kind of drop off the person that you kind of like. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're just picking what's best for yourself. And so loving somebody on a general aspect is allowing them to pick what's best for themselves as well, even if it's not the outcome that you desire. So I hope you learned something from this video. Um, it's currently day. My laptop is dead. I think it's currently day 62 out of 365 or something of the sort, or 63. I don't know. But I appreciate you for watching, and I love you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, the rest of your morning, or the rest of your day, whenever you're watching this. I hope you enjoy the next couple of hours and you have a peaceful next couple of hours. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.